Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I'll be sharing with you guys a few new complexion launches. Some maybe not that new, but I have not discussed yet on my channel. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So if I'm looking a little colorless and more on the pale side right now, that's because I want to do a try on with you guys and apply the product so you can see how it looks. I actually do have a very faint residue of blush that I wore in the beginning of the day, but for the most part it is almost bare of any blush or luminizer, which is what I'm gonna try with you guys. So let's begin. So for this video, you guys, there are 3 products I want to share with you, beginning with the Unreal from Charlotte Tilbury, the Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick. I have mine in the shade Rosy Glow. I actually really wanted Berry Glow as well, but when I got my hands on this, it was already sold out. But it is in my radar. I actually might pick it up. And then 2 new launches from NARS. Of course, the OG, the Multiple. I have the shade Hot Take. And then the Light Reflecting Luminizing Powder. This is a new launch highlighter for them. And the shade that I have is in Heavenly. So I'd like to begin with the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is the packaging. And the shade that I have is in Rosy Glow. Let me swatch it for you guys first. It is a cool tone bright pink, and I am going to apply this for you guys. So I'm going to apply Rosy Glow from Charlotte here. I'm going to actually grab a bit more of that first and then just tap it on my skin. So this one, the way I like doing it is putting it at the back of my hand first. It is pigmented in a beautiful way. So this is Rosy Glow. It is truly rosy. And I want you guys to appreciate the finish on that. Look at the finish on that. It really gives you that very natural flushed finish, and it is pigmented and very creamy, almost slippery. That's why I don't really apply this directly on my cheeks. I found that the best way is really to apply the back of my hand, grab it with a stippling brush and just stamp it on my skin. It gives a more natural look, and it does not bother the products under, because I find that this is so emollient and kind of too creamy that sometimes if you directly apply it on your skin with a foundation base, it can move the product below. This will move, so I prefer stippling the pigment here and then stippling it on my face. But this is definitely pigmented, and it does live up to a very glow-like finish. The next product I want to share with you guys is from NARS. The NARS Multiple has been around for, I would say, 20 years maybe. It is the OG when it comes to stick blushes or any stick complexion product. This is called the Multiple because you can put it anywhere, your cheeks, your eye color. The shade that I have is Hot Take, which is like a peachy coral. That is Hot Take. And I'm gonna tell you guys right off the bat, it has a sheen but not as glowy as the Charlotte, and it doesn't have as much slip. The Charlotte feels very slippery, almost like there's a film on top. Like if I was in a very warm country, I don't know if this Charlotte would work because of the formula. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the NARS is pigmented, but it kind of is more blur, like it has a bit more of a velvety finish to it and more of a blurry kind of finish as well. You get a slight sheen, but not this kind of a very extremely glowy like the Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm going to put the NARS on my right cheek. So I'm going to have 2 different cheek colors right now. Okay, so for the NARS, I actually stipple it from the stick, and then again, this is my favorite method for these things, you guys. I don't like applying it directly to my skin or my cheeks especially because I usually have foundation on and I don't like disturbing the foundation. So this way, more likely I don't disturb the foundation. So that is Hot Take from NARS. So this is more like a corally. You can see the difference in the finish. Okay, you guys, so I have both of the blush sticks on. I have the Charlotte Tilbury on my left and I have the NARS multiple on the right. So just in terms of finish, you can definitely see the difference. The Charlotte Tilbury definitely has a glow. It lives up to its name, and then the multiple is a bit more, it's not really a glow. It's kind of a bit of, comparing to this, it looks a bit more on the matte side, but it's more just like a, yeah, it doesn't look like there's a glow. It's just like a natural blur finish. This one seems a bit more blurring, but this one really gives you that beautiful glow. And this is Charlotte Tilbury, this is the NARS multiple. So that is basically the two products. The NARS multiple is also marketed as something you can put on your eyelids, and I've tried it. It does work. It's very pretty on the lid because it has more of that blurring matte finish. So if you want that very just monochromatic look, you can do it with the multiple. I have something on right now, but I can get a brush and just quickly show you guys how it would look if you applied it on the lid. And it just kind of gives it more of a monochromatic total overall look for the NARS. So you can really use this product for eyes and cheeks and even lip. Definitely for a lip you can use this. And if you're traveling and there is a color that you really like or suits you, you can definitely just take this, or if you're going to the beach, and just use it that way. I guess you could say the same for any blush stick, but I wouldn't recommend it for the Charlotte Tilbury because of the finish and the high shine. Maybe for the lip, but I don't think so much for the eyes.